Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. We are starting right now. So it's 7 p.m. West African time, guys. Thank you for showing up today. Congratulations on making the decision to be here today. What you're about to learn will change your mindset. And if you've been wondering, oh, how am I going to come to Canada? Or what are the routes that are available for me? What options do I have? Today, all your questions will be answered. A disclaimer before we go, this is not immigration advice, okay? So this is just for education and information purposes, yeah? Do not use this as immigration advice. It's not professional advice, and there's no guarantee of outcomes. We're just getting educated here and providing information, okay? So who am I? My name is Sheyo Basi. I am a lady, as you can see. I live in Canada, but I am a Nigerian, okay? And I have one purpose, and that's to help people to change their lives and their stories by sharing pathways that people can come to Canada. Yeah, because I've been in your shoe. There was a day when I had no idea about how to come to Canada and I was confused. But today I share pathways on coming to Canada. Someone is asking, is there airtime? Oh my God, there's no airtime. We have helped over 1,000 people move to Canada using our various Move to Canada guides. Yeah, over 1,000 people have been able to move to Canada in the last few years using the guides that we provide here. Now we're diving into it. So why is it that you want to come to Canada? Why should you choose Canada? Canada is in a stage that is called an immigration boom. Yeah, Canada is trying to mitigate pandemic, aging population, and low birth rates. So that's why they're looking for people to come to Canada. Canada intends to invite over 1 million new immigrants in the next 3 years. So 2024, 2025, 2026. 1 million is a large number, is a lot of numbers. And you yourself, I want you to be one of this 1 million, okay? So I get these questions all the time. Every day when I open social media or my phone, there's somebody asking, how can I come to Canada? There's someone asking, I have my passport, what next? People are always asking me, what next? I want to move to Canada, which route works for me? My plan is to leave the country this year. Where do I start? So there's all forms. So how can my family move to Canada? I'm looking for family visa. Variations of these questions, I get it every day, yeah? And I have a feeling that for you to be here, you're probably also asking the question, how can I move to Canada? So today we're looking at the 3 best routes to move to Canada in 2024, and these are the ones with the best success rates, okay? There may be multiple ways of moving to Canada, but today I want to concentrate on these 3 because I feel that these 3 have the best success rates. One or more of these should work for you. So if one doesn't work for you, another one will work for you. For some of you, 2 or 3, the entire 3 might work for you. And you want to try and, take advantage of all the ones that work for you to increase your chances of success. So the opportunity to move to Canada, why should you even bother? Why should you move to Canada? Why Canada? Why not the UK or any other country? Canada is one of the best countries in the world. So it's not a perfect place. It has its own nuances and all of that, but it's one of the best countries in the world, one of the safest countries as well. And for those people who are trying to move to Canada, it doesn't have any language barrier. So you don't have to go and learn, Portuguese or Spanish or any other language. You can come with English that you understand or French, yeah, and you'll be able to integrate well. Canada respects human rights and benefits. It is open to immigrants, and you have the chance of becoming a permanent resident and a citizen. I think these are some of the things that Canada has as an advantage over a lot of other countries that you can immigrate to. It gives you a chance to become a permanent resident and a citizen, and you can do all of that in the space of 3 to 5 years, okay? The number 1 route that I want to introduce to you is the new Caregiver Route to Canada. And everybody, including myself, has been very, very excited about this new route to Canada. So as a caregiver, you can come to Canada with your family and become a permanent resident on arrival, yeah? So I've been thinking about it. How are they going to do it? Give people permanent residence on arrival? I don't know, but it's really exciting. I've never seen, all the while I've been in Canada, I've never heard of this kind of program where people get permanent residence on arrival. Yeah, you don't have to prove your work experience in Canada or all of those things. you get permanent residence on arrival. And that's why this new route to Canada is really exciting. A caregiver is someone who provides personal care and companionship for seniors, persons with disabilities, convalescent clients, and anyone that is needing such care. So just like the name implies, a caregiver is somebody who gives care. So maybe who gives care in a nursing home or in somebody's home, yeah? Practically people with disability, it can be physical, it can be mental disability. Someone who just takes care of people, right? So that is who a caregiver is. And the reason why this is very important to Canada is because, like I said before, Canada has an aging population, yeah? So, and it is not like back home where the children are taking care of the parents, no. So once, a lot of times when you retire in Canada, you go to a nursing home or you need a nurse or a caregiver to take care of you. And that's where these caregivers come in. Yeah, so how are you eligible and how do you know if you are eligible? Now, you can be eligible to apply if you meet the following criteria. You must meet all of these 4 criteria. It's not like one or more. You must meet all of them. So you need to do a language test, an English language test, the popular IELTS or CELPIP or a French test. And for this caregiver route, all you need is a minimum of CLB4. It is so low that I'm like, there's nobody that cannot get CLB4. You just need a minimum of CLB4. You need to have an equivalent of a Canadian high school diploma. So as long as you've gone to secondary school or you have WAEC, yeah, you've been through the 6 years of secondary school and you have your high school diploma, you are eligible. And I know most of you here, you even have more than high school diploma, right? So you're eligible. And then you must have recent and relevant work experience. So this is really subjective. And so long as you have done a job or you have work experience that has the skills for caregiving, you might be eligible. And I'm going to use the word might because I don't know for sure, right? Because the program hasn't launched. But one of the eligibility criteria is recent and relevant work experience. And the biggest one there is that you should receive a full-time home care job offer in Canada. So the first 3, it's easy for you to get, right? You can just go and do your language test. You have a high school diploma. You can get it assessed. You might have recent and relevant work experience. Now, all of this is all well and good, but you must also get that job offer in Canada. Without a full-time job offer in Canada in caregiving, you might not be able to apply for this route. So that is the big elephant in the room. Now, how do you know if you're eligible? If you have worked as a caregiver previously or you are currently a caregiver, if you can get caregiver job experience, even if you don't have it before, if you can go now and get caregiver job experience before the program actually launches, if you have the requisite skills and training for caregiving, so things like caregiver training, CPR, first aid, all of those things, you know, all of those certifications that you need, and you want to work as a caregiver in Canada. So there are some of you who wanted to go to the UK for the COS and you were not able to go. If you've done all of those training, you are very eligible for this caregiver route. Canada, and think sometimes those are the people that will become eligible first because they've already gotten trained. So how do you start? The first thing I want you to notice that this program is yet to launch. It has been announced because it is a refurbishment of the pilot programs that we had before. So, but it is yet to launch. So there's no, if you go to the RCC website, there's no page that is dedicated to it telling you about the eligibility, apart from this 4 eligibility. So, but what you can do now is you can go ahead and complete your language test, complete your education credential. You can use WES or ICAS, get your necessary caregiver certifications and the relevant work experience if you don't have it before. These are the things that you can start doing now to prepare yourself, because lots of you are asking me what you need to start doing. This is what, excuse me, you need to start doing. And then the big one, you need to look for a caregiver job in Canada. And this is where a lot of people are having challenges, because you're like in Nigeria, in Gambia, in Zambia, in the UK. How are you going to get a caregiver job in Canada? And is it that you won't be able to apply if you don't have that caregiver job in Canada? Yes, absolutely. You need that job for you to apply. So the question is, how can I get this job offer in Canada? Are Canadian employers even going to consider me that doesn't live in Canada? Are there Canadian employers that are looking for caregivers from outside of Canada? And the question to all of that is absolutely yes. Yeah. You must get the skill of getting a job in Canada if you want to succeed in the caregiver program. It's either you know someone who is recruiting, or you are going to have to find someone who is recruiting and get them to recruit you. I also want to avoid scam. Yeah, so the reason I'm putting these screenshots up is because there are lots of people who know that this program has started, and a lot of you are looking for jobs, and they are going to be there to mislead you and scam you. You need to be very careful. Yeah, I'm not saying that I'm the best person who talks about Canada, but I know that I don't scam people. But I know that there are also people there whose intention is to scam you. So don't be too desperate that you're dishing out your hard-earned money without understanding what you're paying for. This person on the left paid 6.8 million. That's in naira though. Borrowed money, sold property, and all was fake. So I really don't want you to be in that situation. So in as much as you do want to come to Canada, you know that this caregiver route is there. I want you to be very, very careful. Okay. Now, you are at the right place at the right time, and this is totally going to be worth your time. Now, how do you find a caregiver job in Canada? Excuse me. Number one, you find a job advert, or you know about a job opening somewhere. So maybe you know about a care home or an organization that is hiring caregivers and distributing to care homes, or you yourself knows a company that is hiring. Once you know that, you check if you meet the requirements for the job, and then you apply for the job. Yeah, you get interviewed, and if they like you and they want to employ you, they send you a job offer. Yeah, with this job offer and your IELTS, your recent work experience, as well as your certificate, you can now apply to the caregiver program and come to Canada and get permanent residence on arrival. So this is just a snapshot of what's going to happen from when you find that job in Canada to when you arrive in Canada. However, just the way I'm talking to you, there are lots of people on this slide. There are lots of people in other countries too. Everyone wants to come through this caregiver route. So it's not just you. So you need to have to stand out to the employers. Yeah, you need to have to offer something that the other people do not offer for them to employ you. And I'm sure you understand that if you're an employer of labor or you've looked for a job before, you know that the employers will take the person that stands out the most. So how do you stand out? Number one, you find the right employers. You send them a Canada-style resume, a simple but effective Canada-style resume. You make sure that you are also including a strong cover letter. Increase your interview skills. So, for example, if they say, "Oh, we like your cover letter and your CV," and they call you for an interview, do you know the common questions? You know how to answer questions when you are being asked, and then you need to also have the right attitude and the right guidance and the right strategy. It is as simple as that. It's not complicated. You just need to focus on these 6 things. Yeah. These 6 things to get a job, a caregiver job in Canada. Now, don't be lazy. Some of you might be lazy and think, "Oh, it's too much problem." No, it's just 6 things that you need to focus on. A lot of people are asking, "Okay, so how can you assist me, Shay? How can you help me in this process?" I think I get that question like every day. "Oh, I've heard about the caregiver route. I have my certificate. How can you assist? How can you help?" I'm going to tell you the way that I can help. I cannot get you the caregiver job, okay? And I cannot get you any other job because I don't have a caregiver home. I'm not a recruiter, yeah? And all of that. I can't get you the jobs, and I cannot do the process for you, yeah? A lot of you are asking for someone to do the process, and this is how you probably get scammed because you're looking for someone to do it for you. So I can't do it for you. I can help guide you and to get more employer contacts, more interviews, and a job offer. Luckily, there are some care homes that have reached out to me, a couple of them in the last week, and they've told me that they are actually open to employing caregivers from outside of Canada, and I'll be sharing that information with you. Yeah, so that's the way I can help to show you employers that are ready to employ you from outside Canada and guide you on how you can get a job offer. And that is why I came up with a blueprint or a guide that will show you how to go to it from A to Z. Yeah. So if I was to talk to every one of you one by one, I will not finish. Yeah. I will not be able to finish talking to all of you and give you all the attention you need. So that is why I came up with this guide or this blueprint. It's going to take you from crafting your CV to your cover letter to getting the right employers and putting yourself in the right attitude so that you are at the right place at the right time. What you need to get a job principally is a strong CV and cover letter. And when you know the person that is employing, you present them with your CV and cover letter. And if you meet the requirements, they are going to interview you. Now, this guide is not a magic bullet, yeah, but it will facilitate the process for you getting a job in Canada. You will not throw away money to one person that you meet on Facebook or Instagram has told you, I will do the process for you, bring 2.5 million naira, 6.8. So if you rush and go and sell your property and bring the money, and you refuse to follow a simple guide that can guide you. It's a comprehensive guide I put together based on my own experience of getting jobs here in Canada, as well as helping people like you to get jobs. Now, I'm going to show you the guide, what it offers, and how you can be part of it. But don't forget that the X factor is you. You are the most important person that is going to make this happen. You have a part to play, yeah? You have to do what it takes. If you don't do what it takes, you're going to miss the opportunity to move to Canada. So this guide is called the Canada Japa Work Permit Handbook, and I feel that many of you here already know about it. If you don't, I'm going to explain briefly. It's a step-by-step guide for finding jobs in Canada, applying and securing genuine jobs without being scammed. And particularly for this caregiver route, we're going to show you the entire process to search for caregiver jobs in Canada. And I'm going to be sharing genuine care homes that want to recruit caregivers. Now, I have some information I've shared on the channel of 3 care homes that are recruiting caregivers. And this is like genuine information. They are actually taking caregivers from outside of Canada. But inside the work permit handbook, there's much more. There's much more care homes that I share, especially those that have approached me personally. I don't share that information publicly, but I'm going to share it with those that are inside the work permit handbook, right? And then importantly, which is a question all of you are asking, how do you craft your resume? We have sample resumes you can craft. We also help you review those resumes as well. And then there are common answers to common interview questions. A lot of people get nervous. They'll be sweating when it's time for interview. But it's simple, right? You can relax. So long as you know, oh, these are the likely questions they will ask, we're going to show you how you can answer them and how you can apply for your work permit. So a step-by-step guide of how you can apply after you've gotten your job, so that you don't have to pay anybody any monies to do it. You can absolutely do it on yourself, by yourself, right? So the value of all of this is $162 USD. It addresses the 6 things that we talked about: the cover letter, the CV, how to find employers, and the other 3 things. Many people pay quack agents. There are people that are looking at me now. You have paid 10 times this amount and you got 0 results. And as we are talking, some people are in the process of paying now and they are not going to get any result. It's a fact of life, yeah? But instead of $250, just because you are here today, 250,000 naira, you can get the work permit handbook. I need to rush so that I can address the other 2 rounds, okay? You can get it for 25,000 naira, 52 USD, Ghana cedi 734, CFA 32,600 and something. The price is going up on August 7th, yeah? We have been adding a lot of value to this handbook, so the price is absolutely going up because the value is going up. So if you want to join the work permit handbook, you need to get in before August 7th when the price will increase. However, we have some special bonuses. Number 1, you have full-time email support. You're not going to be alone. You can email us with your detailed questions, with any problems you have, and we're going to be helping you and supporting you along the way. We're also going to be doing 1 free CV review. Now, I promised a CV review the last time I did a webinar, and the CVs that are coming in are overwhelming. Like every day we get more than 20 CVs to review. So I'm not going to be able to do it for everybody anymore. I'm going to only do it for the first 25 people that sign up today, because we're almost rewriting the CV for you, reviewing it and giving you recommendations. So this is a bonus that I'm going to reserve only for the first 25 people, because it has become almost overwhelming for me and my team, right? Because you people are always sending your CVs for review. So if you want this bonus, absolutely, before July 9th, you need to sign up. If you have signed up before today, you still have the bonus, yeah? So if you want professional CV and cover letter writing service, we only review CV. I need to come back and say it, not cover letter. The free review is only for CV. However, if you want a cover letter and professional CV writing, I've teamed up with a company. They are at canadajobcv@yahoo.com. Just tell them that you are from me, and they are going to write a professional CV and cover letter for you. It's a paid service, okay? It's not free. So when you email them, they will tell you how much it is. Like I said before, all these bonuses are ending July 9th on Tuesday. So you need to get cracking. Now, this is the most, there's so many people that offer all sorts of guides, but this is the most affordable and highly valuable work in Canada guide you can find. It is practical. I don't make any bogus promises, and I show you what to do so you are not confused about what your next steps are. Okay?